My God, help me. Please call. I can't breathe. Zinno, are you there?
Sorry, Ken. I'm on ESPN. That was our text message exchange after Arizona, which never had a doubt of covering their 3.5. Miraculously covered their 3.5 at the end last night. Yeah. Hey, listen, by the way, capped off a 3-0 day for me. And what a bounce back weekend. You know, I don't do this often, but after an 0-3 Friday when I was suicidal, it was a nice bounce back Saturday and Sunday going 7-2. So
Same
the
here.
king has returned. The king has
Well,
returned.
I mean, wow. I mean, whatever happened to we, not me? I'll say
No,
this then.
just
I
climb
also,
out.
I sucked in the first round. I went 0-5 in the first round. Talk about despondent. I was ready to just
You
tell everyone to go away.
there,
And then
there,
I
there was
bounced
not a,
back
there's
myself.
not a team of therapists that could have made you feel better by the time Saturday evening rolled around.
Well, luckily, the old team in here came up with a 4-1 round two. So there we go.
Yeah, it was interesting too because after an 0-3 Friday, you and I were actually talking and going back and forth, and I kind of violated the rule I told everybody not to do, which is spray the board, pepper the board. But after 0-3, I just kind of said, screw it. You know what? I put out 6 plays on Saturday and went 4-2. Like I just kind of
Nothing to
threw caution.
imagination.
And let me tell you something. I really, in reality, probably should have went 5-1. It was a bad read on McNeese and Purdue. I knew I should have taken Purdue's team total over, not the game over. And I was kind of clouded in misery after an 0-3 Friday. But anyway, it was really good. The other
Bounce
cool thing
back
that
after
happened this
that.
weekend is the morning wager appeared on Last Call with Kelly in Vegas, which I can pretty much assure that we're never going to be invited back, which was my ultimate goal of being invited on any show on this network is to never be invited back.
We did a lovely job on that program,
I
to
think we
be
did
honest
too,
with you.
but
I
I
thought
don't
we
think
were
Kelly. I mean, we had imitations, we had hats, we had, you know, people catching strays as they always do. It's okay.
She didn't like your hat. She told me to comb my hair. So if you missed it, that's what you missed.
I don't think she didn't like my hat. I didn't think she liked what the hat represented. Is what I think it was.
Oh, excuse me. Well, let me
So
tell you something. As
safe
I
to say,
told
though, we're not
Kelly,
going to be invited back. The
we
morning
could be.
wager will not be invited anywhere.
We could be. Um, anyway, uh, what we represent is education, entertainment, not necessarily in that order. That's what I told Kelly yesterday, and
All of the
I
above.
think that's what we're doing moving forward. Kind of an interesting 3 days here, Mark Zinno, in the sports betting slate
Yeah.
because
You
the
want to know why it's
NCAA
interesting?
tournament is because there's not a lot. Yeah, I was going to tell people that if you would let me finish my sentence. Yes, I do know why, and I'm about to say it. It's actually not that
You're not going to say
interesting
what I'm going to say.
because the
You're not going to say what I'm going to
oh
say.
well
But go ahead.
well, can I say what I want to say and then you can say what you want to say? That's how this works. Well, let's have a conversation. All right. The NCAA tournament is on pause, as I'm sure most of the people know. This is like so
Thank
deflating
you for
now.
telling
Everyone's
me
like,
about
yes,
everything they already knew. Dear Lord,
yes.
thank you, Captain Obvious.
So we're 3 days. We have 3 days of no NCAA tournament, 3 days until opening day in Major League Baseball. My goodness, Major League Baseball, where have you been? So you and I will be piecing together some NBA looks and some looks in these lesser tournaments. 3 free plays, as always. Do not worry.
You know what you could have said? A lot more
Please tell
shorter,
me.
succinct, and to the point. Okay. We have nothing going on the next 3 days because Rob Manfred is a moron. Okay, and baseball season shouldn't start on the day of the Sweet 16. It should start
I agree.
when there is no
I agree with
baseball.
that.
So there is that. But everybody knew the NCAA tournament doesn't start again until Thursday. You didn't need to tell them that again.
Who knows what
Okay.
happens? Okay,
All right.
maybe I just wanted to up my quota of words on this show. Have you ever thought of that?
I mean, since we don't get paid by the word, I'm not really sure why. Less is more. Remember, do less.
Okay.
Watch more, win
Do
more.
less. Yes, but do less. Okay. Well, I'm about to give you the floor, kind sir.
Yes,
And you're going to talk about the NBA. The Denver Nuggets were in action last night. Snapped
they
the
were.
Houston Rockets win streak. The Rockets had
They
won
did.
9 in a row. The Nuggets are back on the floor tonight. They are hosting the Chicago Bulls, a Bulls team that is going to make the play-in tournament simply because by rule, 10 teams have to do that, and there aren't 10 good teams in the East. You
No,
say, I don't care that Denver's not rested. I'm laying the points.
that's right. This number too short. Now, again, we don't know if Jokic is playing. Remember, guys,
You have to wait till you get closer to tip-off to find out who's playing.
So you might want to wait closer to tip-off. But I can tell you this much. If Jokic is ruled in, this number is going to move. And I don't think he needs to be ruled in, and I don't think he's coming back, and I don't care. Here's the interesting situation that's going on. One, Denver is back home after a 4-game road trip, so I like them at home in this spot where they're 23-11 straight up this year. Two, the Bulls are on the final game of a 6-game road trip before they get the Lakers coming up at home on Thursday. Lakers team that they just beat on Saturday night. So they're 3-2 so far on this road trip. But situationally, again, the Bulls are 18-18 away. Denver, I told you about their home record. The Bulls already beat the Nuggets earlier this year. That was all the way back in the end of January. So it's been 2 months since these two teams have met. But the biggest thing for me, again, and I've been dissecting this 8 ways to Sunday, the seeding is going to matter in the Western Conference, right? Denver needs to continue to win to stay either in the 2 line or the 3 line to avoid Oklahoma City in the second round. And that's ultimately the goal, right? Like, you don't want to see the Thunder until we get to the Western Conference Finals. So because 2 games separate Houston, Denver, and the Lakers, which are the 2, 3, and 4 seeds. And then, oh, by the way, if you add in 5 and 6, it's only 4.5 games between those 5 teams. So there's still a lot of motivation for these teams to play for. I think it's enough here. Again, the Bulls are a bad team. They're bad on the road. Their defense is bad, even without Jokic. This is a short enough number here at 3 that I can trust the Denver Nuggets to get out there, get a winning cover. So give me the Nuggets -3 tonight.
Denver Nuggets is that man's half of the double play. That man, of course, is Mark Zinno, who is just up so many units. We've lost count since the start of the year.
I mean, I'm not really into talking about my unit size. It's kind of personal, but
I apologize.
What do I always say on the morning wager? Just win more than you lose. And we have done that.
Say a
I
lot
don't care
on the
about your
morning
unit. You shouldn't care about my unit. And ROI is for my financial advisor. Okay. Yes, there you go. Watch more, win more. That and
all right.
The immutable facts of this show. Watch more, win more, and somehow a Stanford tree and an eggplant will show up.
Exactly. That's the way it works. If you're new here, by the way, if you are new here, thank you for tuning in. Please smash that like button so you can see more funny things like that. And make sure you click subscribe because although Mark Zinno and I may not be invited back, I don't like that picture, Joe.
Where is the gorilla relieving himself?
Relieving himself? I don't know. I'm sure he'll make an appearance. We've got enough random things. But please hit subscribe. Even though Mark Zinno and I may not be asked back on other shows, you'll at least be notified when this one drops. Let me talk about an NBA game myself here. Pretty interesting one, Zinno, is we've got the Bucks and the Suns, the Mike Budenholzer Bowl, if you will, as Coach Buddy, he's coaching against his former team. So pretty interesting thing. Obviously, he got 86 from Milwaukee. He's now coaching Phoenix. I mean, the Phoenix Suns, the fact that this team, it looked at one point like they may not even make the play-in round was an atrocity, but they're the clear beneficiaries of Kyrie being out for Dallas. It's now probably a race between Phoenix and Dallas to get that last play-in spot in the Western Conference. The Suns are off to a 3-0 start to this 5-game homestand. They will be playing Boston up next. That's a tough game, obviously. I don't know if you know this. Boston's pretty good. So I think with Budenholzer coaching against his former team, the Suns need wins. 10 of their last 11 games are against teams that are either in playoff position in the top 6 or at least in play-in position. So it's not an easy last couple weeks of the season for the Suns schedule-wise. You talk about seeding, who cares, who doesn't. I think that matters when handicapping the NBA these next couple weeks. Obviously, you pointed that out, how Denver should care in the West. Milwaukee, I think if they end up 4 or 5, it doesn't matter. I mean, they want the home court advantage for the first round series, whether it's against an Indiana or a Detroit, even perhaps. But I don't know. I think Phoenix right now, maybe they were gold bricking most of the season, maybe not. But I think this is a team that is certainly going to play a lot better than they did the first how many ever months of the season. And you look at Milwaukee the other night; they had no Damian Lillard. He's not playing again tonight. And they were, even though they beat Sacramento, Milwaukee, they were down 14 in the second half of that game. So I will lay it with the Phoenix Suns, who I believe are the more desperate team that is going to come together in these final weeks of the regular
And if
season.
it's anybody who knows desperate, it's Bryan Power.
Can be a desperate man. Look at me. I'm the kind of guy
That's
who begs for sex.
I would know. We can smell our own. Good Mallrats reference right there. So
I
yeah,
think the people
gonna be a
probably
little
think
bit
that's the last movie I watched.
going to be a little bit of slim pickings as we get to the NCAA tournament, guys. So just stay locked into the show here, WT.buzz/BP and /MZ. And we'll have stuff up here over the next couple of days. I don't think anything's going to be too sexy and exciting, but nonetheless.
Please keep watching. We'll at least tell jokes for the next 3 days, if nothing else.
Hey, look, I will say this much on the bright side for all you guys who bought the package, that ended through March, and even the ones who bought the first weekend, we did rally. We had a rough start, but we did rally to be in the plus side when it was all said and done. So have no fear. The morning wager is here.
Yes, and we hope to continue that into the Sweet 16. Are you passing today? I don't want to put you up to it. I would hate to put you on the spot, but can we expect anything on your page today?
I feel like you can expect greatness whenever I'm around, but I don't know if that means I'm going to put out a play or not.
Okay.
I'll
I'm
have to do
also, as of now,
I'll have to find
as
some edges.
yes. As of now, I have nothing up yet either, but please stay tuned. As the man said, WT.buzz/BP. All right. Show best, but nice package, he says. There you go.
Nice
He's
package.
checking you out. Yeah. All right. Cleveland State and Queens College. Yes, this is what it has come to for the best bet segment here in the CBI. Yes, being played down in Florida. If a tournament takes place and no one is there to watch it, does it really happen? I don't know, but this game is going to happen on Monday. I can assure you, Queens is playing for the second time in as many days.
It's not the CIT. It's the CBI.
What I said.
I know, but our screen says CIT.
Well, don't draw attention to that. That can be fixed in post production. How many times do we have to go through that? All right,
Sorry.
Cleveland's. I watched the game. Now I am looking at the Chiron industry term. I watched a game on ESPN Plus once from Queens College. Honest to God, it looked like I was watching a game in my high school. It was not one of the more impressive facilities in Division One college
I'm
basketball.
not going to lie. I didn't know until this season where Queens was. I assumed it was in Queens, as in New York.
I would assume you would. I would assume you would know all of the colleges in New York, being a good New York boy like you are. I know where. I can tell you where Cleveland State is. It's right up by 77, about a 14-minute drive from my house.
If you make a
But
Viking
again,
set sail joke at the end of this thing, I'm going to just slap you next time I see you.
well, the Vikings have set sail for Florida here for this tournament, and they are 3.5-point favorites. They did not play yesterday. Queens did. Queens has covered 5 in a row. You know what, Mark Zinno? It's not going to be 6.
We're going to play against them. That's why. Here's the interesting part. Here's something to note in this game. A couple of key points. The Cleveland State defense, 8th in the nation in turnover percentage. That's bad for a Queens offense that averages 18 turnovers a game. So Cleveland State's going to be able to create some more possessions because Queens won't be able to hang on to the ball. Also, Cleveland State has the advantage on the boards and inside. And that's another place where I think that they really, particularly the offensive glass, can dominate this thing. And then finally, Queens is a bad free throw shooting team, 69% for the year. That's not good. And it could ultimately be the difference. The one thing Queens does have in their pocket over Cleveland State, their ability to shoot the three. They're much better at it. And 36% of their points come from their three-point shooting, which is 68th in the nation. So it's pretty high. If Cleveland State somehow can guard the perimeter and prevent Queens from making a ton of threes here, I think they're going to be okay. Cleveland State is a team that doesn't play fast. They control the ball. Queens tries to play a little bit faster, but yeah, Cleveland State's the better team here. They just got to go out there and play to their numbers, and they should be good tonight. So we'll lay the 3 and a hook with the Cleveland State Vikings to, as Bryan Power would like to say, set sail.
Yes. This game, by the way, 4 p.m. Eastern. So if you are interested in betting the CBI, make sure you don't
In
miss that.
in Florida, Daytona Beach to be
Yes,
exact.
yes. Yes, these games are all being played in Florida. It would be very unfair, I think, if they were having to fly because it's being played over a 3-day span. So, and
Right.
this was the tournament where there was some confusion with the bracket. They invited UC Riverside. The NIT invited UC Riverside. South Alabama got screwed. Look, man, some teams are playing. You want to bet on it? That is your show best bet. Cleveland State -3.5 against Queens College. No, not in Queens, New York, but in the Queen City of Charlotte, North Kakalaka, or North Kakalaki, depending on where you're from. That's all I
Where
got for you today.
is Charlotte's the Queen City? Is that what it's
It
called?
is.
Is that the nickname?
It is referred to as the Queen City. Yes, Cincinnati is also called the Queen City sometimes.
That's what I thought. Yeah, okay. I knew there's more than one. Get your own nickname. That would
I
bother
don't
me.
know who came first.
I think
Okay, well,
Charlotte and Cincinnati should fight it out.
like a war, like on the battlefield for the rights to be called the Queen City.
Celebrity death match. It's fine. Both the mayors. Fat old bald white guys fighting each other.
Cincinnati can send Tom Brenneman, an OU graduate, for the record. Anyway, it's gonna do it for the show. Thank you,
Oh,
guys. I
Tom
know that you
Brenneman.
guys, yes,
Who never learned the principle of the mic is always on.
the mic is always on, and the mic is always on here in the morning wager. Certainly, we will be with you Monday,
You know what the
Tuesday,
difference
Wednesday,
is between us and
breaking
Tom
stuff
Brenneman?
down.
We just say it anyway.
No, we don't say some of those things, please. My
Oh,
God.
that's true.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I mean, we'll say positive things about Ohio University, but yes. All right. I think that's going to do it for the show today. I have nothing
Yeah, we
left
should
to
probably put a bow on this thing.
now see, I can't believe that right there.
Look at that. I like it.
You know, I was very excited about. I was like, oh, more people are going to click on a video that I did.
Nope.
By the way, you did threaten physical violence against me for saying St. John's was going to get bounced out of the tournament early.
Yeah, sure. And they did get bounced because they can't shoot.
All right, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow.
Always got my back.